Family, thanks so much for joining me. So I wanted to bring you another video as always. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Um, this is a timeless video, so it could be relevant right now. It could be relevant in the past, or it could be in the future. You could also use this as a manifestation video. All you need to do is claim the energy as your own. I get my information from God and from the Holy Spirit. I don't use any cards or anything. Um, if you'd like to work with me on um, spiritual advice, twin flame stuff, astrology readings, and more, my information is in the description below. Also, keep in mind we all have masculine and feminine energies in us. So, masculine can be feminine, feminine can be masculine. Use the terms as they make sense in your situation. All right, y'all. So, let me start talking about this topic that I wanted to discuss, and it's one that came up recently. So, one thing that we need to remember um, is that even though forgiveness is really important and we must do it if we want to be forgiven, we also have to draw the line sometimes. And part of loving a person is setting boundaries with them and not allowing them to get close to you all the time, to continue to do the things that they might have done that caused you to distance from them in the first place. And also for you to have peace about that. Because I know sometimes people feel guilty or they feel bad or they feel like, well, it's the godly thing to do to, tell them, no, I can't really allow them to get as close to me as they were. I would say at times, yes, because if we're talking about speaking the truth to others in love, part of that is letting them know when they're doing things that are not right. And so, for example, if we use a simple example, we say, okay, we're working with kids and the kids want to color on the walls at home. And, if you got kids or if you deal with kids or something, you like, no, you cannot color on the wall unless it's specifically designed, for kids to color on the wall. But mostly not. And so instead, what you're saying to them, you're restoring them. You're letting them know, no, you cannot color on the walls. You could get in trouble for that. Maybe they get disciplined if they do it so that they learn not to do it again. And then they learn when they go into a different setting. Maybe it's, daycare, maybe it's preschool, maybe it's school, whatever it is. As they get older, college setting, if they go to college, or if they have a business or whatever it is they do, someone else's house they visit, another establishment that they visit, they need to know in all those settings it is not usually permitted to color on the walls. If it is, like I said, maybe it's a specific design for, kids to color on the walls, but they could get into trouble. They could have to pay for the damage that they do to people's, property and things like that. They could, depends on how much damage, what kind, and all that. They could go to jail, they could go to prison for destruction of property or vandalism or this or that. There's a lot of things that you can help them to avoid happening by stopping them from doing it in the very beginning. And I know, you know, it's tough sometimes to tell the truth because it's not always popular. People give you a lot of backlash. I would say you get a lot of backlash for it at times. But that doesn't mean that you stop just because people disagree with you, because you didn't do it so that people would agree with you. You did it because it was the right thing to do. So just consider the importance of sometimes you have to stop giving chances to people that you know are just going to act out again and again and again. And sometimes what they need is boundaries for you to stop allowing them to continue to get close so they could act the same way. It's not to say that you don't love them. As a matter of fact, like I said, it is showing that you love them by setting boundaries, letting them know what's true, you being authentic, you being genuine, you sometimes giving some feedback that they need. They may not like it, but in the end, they will because they'll appreciate that you told them the truth and you told them what was right. You weren't overly focused on being nice. Um, all right, so I hope this video and this information was helpful for you. I want to bring you more videos soon. Um, as always, of course, thank you so much for joining me. Happy lightning fast manifesting, and I want to bring you some more videos soon. Sorry. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Talk to y'all soon. Bye for now.